Alright everybody, welcome to the stream. Let's get going today. Hello. Thank you for joining us. Let me fix that focus a little bit for you. There we go. Alright, welcome to the stream. If you haven't been here before, my name's Shane. Thank you for joining us. If you have, welcome back. Now, we did have a request, but I have delayed the request for a week. So we had, after we did somebody's baby, my friend's baby, I had another request from another friend to do a baby. So we might do a baby, a different human baby, but a baby, a little bit older, next week, okay? But this week I was a little bit unprepared and I was late, as you can see. I'm about 15 minutes late today, so I was outside cutting the grass and lost track of time, feeding the turkeys and whatever else I was doing outside. But we're here, we made it in time with a little bit of panic. You know, you forget these things. It's summer, and because it's summer, it doesn't get dark. Usually when it gets dark is my trigger for, oh yeah, let's go inside, and it's art time. That's kind of my sunsetting art time trigger, especially in the winter. But it doesn't get dark here. Like it's still bright outside here, and it is now 20 past 8. So I apologize for being late. Okay, so this week's subject matter is going to be a snowshoe hare. Now, why a snowshoe hare? Because this snowshoe hare is unbelievably cute, but also kind of causing me a lot of problems on our homestead. If you have a garden and you have animals, which you love, because it's wildlife, we love wildlife, but the wildlife is a battle for the gardener and the food production. So there's a bit of a problem there with both. I think we did it a long time ago. Maybe we should do that again. Groundhog. Our groundhog had 5 babies this year. So we went from 1 groundhog to 6 groundhogs in 1 year. I'm hoping that nature's foxes might reduce that number a little bit. But we definitely had a reduction in that number from my fox. which was an experience, but I believe in Canada it's quite normal, and the wildlife, the groundhogs are not a protected species, so it's not a really big deal. This is a very interesting thing coming from Australia. You know, a lot of our marsupials and wildlife, they're all protected, so you know, if they're in your garden, you kind of just have to live with it. Anyway, so we have a snowshoe hare that is visiting me all week when I go outside to do patrol for the chickens and ducks at 2 or 3 a.m. The snowshoe bunny comes bouncing up the driveway. But he's also leaving his scent all over the place, which is turning my dogs are both Shiba Inus, so they have a strong prey drive. They can pick up the scent and they know it. You can see their eyes flick on. There's like a special prey drive look they get on their face where I must find this creature, and it's in their nature. So that's an experience. It's causing us a little bit of havoc as well, and obviously he's eating the garden. He ate a whole row of lettuce in I guess it was over one night. Just like mowed it from beautiful lettuces at least 20-25 centimeters high to chop 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 chop. So he had a great feast, but he's also very cute. So you know, we just live and we'll just see what happens. Also too, I wanted to paint it to remember this situation, so when I'm 60 and look back and I think, oh god, that day with the rabbits was driving the dog crazy, because we got a puppy too, so he's only one, and he's really got a lot of energy and would love to just chase that rabbit all day. We also had a bit of an incident today with a water snake, which they're not poisonous, but I still don't want to get bitten by one. And I have a running track that we've made around our property with recycled roofing shingles. So we use them like a track, like a running track. So we've played them all the way around. There's about 200 meters on the running track. I was doing my running track. There's parts that aren't shingled, and I was running across the grass today, and I was like, whoa, whoa, big snake, and it would have been about 1.5 meters long, this guy. And the thing that's very interesting to me is that they look like the water snake in Quebec. None of the snakes in Quebec where I live are dangerous, but as you know, I was born in Australia, and everything in Australia will kill you. Forget about it. It's all deadly. Yes, there's carpet snakes and non-deadly ones, but it's safer to proceed with the fact that it might be deadly. Don't touch it, don't go near it, don't live with it in your house, move it somewhere else, call a snake catcher. Anyway, here we just have to live with them. They're not deadly, so it's okay. I'm used to the garter snakes. We have about 5 or so that live underneath the front door. We have like rocks, so it's fine. They're there, they don't bother me, I don't bother them. I see them all the time, but this one was on the running track and he was long and he looks like a tiger snake. If you look up what a tiger snake looks like in Australia, that's what this looks like. And to me, all right, I'm not a professional snake person. They've kind of got the stripes, they've kind of got the brown on the back, and then the kind of reddish bit, reddish orange underneath, which is like a tiger snake. So I saw it and instantly, tiger snake. But I know it's not a tiger snake. It takes me a minute to kind of, okay, it's just a regular snake. You don't have to freak out. You don't have to call the guys to come and catch it and move it out into the bush or whatever. So I calmly moved he was only about 4 or 5 meters away from the dog. So the dog hadn't seen it yet. So we also wanted to move the dog before the one saw the other one, and then there was like a thing. So we put the dog in, but yes, we were thinking about doing the water snake, but I want to not think about the water snake and paint it. So even though they're lovely, I'm sure they're lovely. I have heard that they're a little bit aggressive, the water snakes. But then I've heard other people say they're not. If you've got a comment, I would love to hear what you think about the Quebec water snakes. But anyway, let's get a move on. Today we are going to be painting our Snowshoe Hare, and I'm going to be painting in Realistic Paint Studio. Please do like, subscribe, share. We really need that. It helps us get going, and it helps people to see our stream. We're here every Friday for JR Art Lab, and we paint SketchClub, whatever you want to call it. You can do this with whatever you want. I'm using Realistic Paint Studio on the computer, but you can use your watercolors on your sketchbook. You can use whatever it is that you like to use. It might be your iPad, Procreate, Clip Studio. We should go back to Clip Studio for a little while soon, just for some change up. But if you would like some education, what do we do at JR Lab? Check out our website, www.jrlab.com. We do all kinds of digital art workshops, so filmmaking, photography, script writing, graphic design, digital painting, 3D sculpting and modeling, and 3D printing. Check out the website and get in contact with us. We do groups, we do private classes, and you can also email us. My email's on the next screen. Speaking of next screen, let's segue to our references. Here we go. So, what does a snowshoe hare look like? Now, I believe, I could be wrong here, but they change colour in the winter. So, the one I'm seeing, okay, when I first saw it in the winter, it looks like this. Cute, fluffy white with a little bit of brown. Adorable. Look at those little legs. Oh my goodness. And I saw it over in the bush, and it was just a baby. But now it looks more like this. It's all brown, has a little bit of the legs. It's got huge back legs. I mean, I had rabbits as pets when I was a kid. Don't tell the Australian government, because apparently it's illegal. But yes, I think there was many of us that had these illegal rabbits when we were kids. But now he looks like this kind of thing. Oh, that one looks like he's got some kind of ticks on his face. Oh, poor guy. Alright. Yes, looks like this. And he comes to visit me when I go outside before bed. That is not a snowshoe hare. I don't know how that snuck in there. So, let's have a little look. That one's super cute. Okay, I feel like I want to paint a white one, even though the one that's here at the moment is brown. Yes, that looks very much like what... I didn't see them fight, but it looks like they might be a fighting kind of rabbit. But yeah, look at these back feet compared to the front legs. He's really got a lot of power in those legs. Okay, we might take that one away. Just looks a little bit inappropriate. Oh, that's cute. Okay. Maybe we should do a brown one. I can't decide. Okay, this with the hole has something interesting with the light. I think that could be a good one. Okay, so we'll put that one over there. I also like this one. Yeah, that looks like the same. That looks like Robert Bateman. I feel like it might be a Robert Bateman. Nope, it's a different picture to this one. But they're both very nice. Let's put those over there. Okay. Yeah, they have. That looks pretty much like the one that's outside. Look at those big thumper legs. It's just like huge. I don't think that the photo does it quite justice, by the way. When you see them bouncing around, it looks like the back legs of like another species of animal. That's a great shot. Oh, we got very far away there. Alright, how's the audio? Let me know if the audio is weird for you, or if you would like me to turn up or down the music. We had some problems with the stream last week. It sort of dropped. Okay, that motion is amazing. Okay. What about this one? Oh, baby ones. Part of me wants it to have babies, so I can see the babies. Part of me doesn't want it to have babies, because then we'll have the problem we have with it eating twice as many things. What do you do? Yeah, that's pretty. And he doesn't have any fear of like humans. He just sort of, or my dog really. Like the dog saw him a couple of times and chased it, and it was like, yeah, boop-a-doop-a-doo. I guess he knows the dog's on a leash, and we don't want him to go kill it. That's an interesting picture, but we'll get rid of that. Good light on this one. Okay. What have we got in the cut down? Did we cut down much? Not much. Okay. Okay. Brown or white? First decision. Difficult decisions, break them down into steps. Brown or white? Okay, let's do the brown because that's what he looks like. I want to do the white, but it seems a little bit different to... I mean, maybe we could do the white in the winter for SketchClub. We'll have a look at him when he's white and find some references that look more matching. I don't mind repeating the things that we do. Like, you know, there's something big to be said about repeating, studying things with repeat. Alright, let's check what you guys can see. Okay, as you can see, my email is above my head. If you would like to know more about J Art Lab, please email us. And I'm just going to shrink this over a little bit till you can see that side. There we go. Alright, now give me a second. I'm just going to find the glove. I'll be back in one moment. Alright, we're back. Sorry, I found the thin glove, but I wanted to get the thicker one. I had one here on the desk, but this one's... it's a bit thin, and I think it still kind of registers my hand somewhat. Okay, so we're back on the oil painting. Last week we had a problem because it seemed like the stream was cutting out. I have no idea why, but I was getting... afterwards I realized I was getting some warnings there, but hopefully this week we are back. Whatever updates were done, I don't think there was an update, but hey, let's pretend there was, because okay, brush, palette, let's start off with a bit of this, let's clear this, and let's check what brush we've got to put down stuff. Our brown. Let's get some grayish dark. Let's get a bigger brush. It's not really putting it down there, is it? That's better. Now I've messed up my dark to light, but anyway, we'll work something out. Bit of browny beigey. Okay, now I think if we're gonna do, let's see that, let's see that, that's a bit too caramelly, isn't it? There we go. Let's get some brighter orangey yellow. see. It's a shame it doesn't record the palette in the video, because I like, it's such a nice part of the app for it to, that's too red. It's such a nice part of the process to, I like playing with palette knife and colours. Okay, and we need some greys, so I think we'll go complementary greys out of blue. It's too blue, isn't it? That's better. It does. One thing I have noticed, there's a flaw with the palette, that it will pick up. It's a mixing spot, so you can mix. But if you run out of paint, like this particular palette knife runs out of paint. So if I show you, we sampled something here. You'll see it runs out of paint. If I pick it up, now it's making. But you see, it's mixing what's there. It's mixing with the background, and that's like not right. I think it shouldn't mix with that. But I think I read a forum somewhere that the guy can't really fix it because it's too complicated or something. So that's a shame. Alright, we've got some greys, we've got some browns. Greys, browns. Okay, so do we need to rearrange this a little bit? Let's make that a bit bigger. I like the one in the hole, in the wood thingy. So let's focus on that one, and maybe with this guy for a bit more detail, and this guy. Okay. lost it. That happens sometimes when I do a wrong shortcut because I should be using the Wacom shortcut buttons and I just forgot about it. Brush size, let's check what's on those. Pen scroll option, okay, shift is up here. I think I changed one of these, didn't I? Eyedropper. Which one's space? Yep, that one. So there's a bit of an issue with screen's too small today. Why is it so small? Okay, let's just get something down. What brush is this? Maybe I've got too much reference. There we go. That's better. Yes, I think that's a lot better. Did that actually pick it up? It did. Oh, not that one. Tempted to put a little bit of snow in because I love a bit of snow. As usual, this is just a sketch. This is not a finished artwork, so we're just experimenting and playing with whatever the hell we want because that's part of the fun, isn't it? That's too bright, too dark, I mean. Okay, let's try make a ledge. Let's go oranger and a bit darker. Oh, that's a good colour. And let's see if we can mix a bit of that in. Yeah, there we go. Once you've got all the colours on the canvas, it's much easier to pick it up because of that other problem with the software. That is, when I have the eyedropper turned on, it'll pick up this color, but it doesn't adjust the color in the color wheel. So, if I put down the color, so if I sample this blue, see it didn't change to blue, I get the blue, but my eyedropper color doesn't change with the sampling. And that is a little bit annoying because I want it to. So what I have to do is then eyedropper it to get that colour to match up there. And I'd say that's a problem. If the creator ever fixes that, I'd love to know. Because, yeah, it's just a little bit painful. you've got to think about how to work around it. But I love the software. I do love the software. I sound like I'm complaining, but I'm not complaining. I love this software. It's just good. It's just simply good. So then I can pick up that color and put it down for some, but it's not there. So once I put it down, I've got to sample it so that I can then adjust my values. I also just love to make big scribbly bibblies. Okay, let's do a bit of blending. Oh, that's quite magical. Just like it was a real brush. That is the reason you will stay with this software, because it's I'm also on the lookout for some new music for the stream, because I've been given a copyright issue something, but we are using Chill Hop, and Chill Hop says you can use it if you quote them and put the photo, which is in the chat, in the bio. So I don't know why we got a little email about that last week. So I don't know, but the whole thing was last week was just something went wrong, and we were all messed up. Okay, now how am I going to bring this bottom ground forward? Let's go up here. Let's go lighter. This area up here. And this blending brush will put down paint if you push a bit harder. So you've got to get used to these brush sets, because you see, I can blend in and add paint. If I push lightly, it just blends. But if I press down, I get... Okay. Now I was going to think about doing a painting of Golden Lake. Now I took a day trip yesterday with my little family, and all us savages went up to Golden Lake. Had a great time at Golden Lake, visited. I got the best vegetable I've ever bought from a store from the Mennonites up there, and the vegetable is just off the charts. Like, it's so fresh and so crunchy and so good. I can't even explain it to you. It's that good. Get a bit of rough rock geometries going on in here. Can I feel it? Can I feel it? Can I feel it? Can you feel it? I think that's Jackson 5, right? I wonder if this is a thing. I've been thinking about this for a little while. If you were born in the 80s, like I was, do you like the 80s music now that you're an adult? I didn't like it too much when I was a kid. But now that I'm an adult, now I'm a big boy, I have this, I like the 80s music. I listen to it, I run to it, and you know all the lyrics because you grew up listening to that sort of thing. It's weird, isn't it? But it also takes you on a little bit of a time traveling walk. Now I think maybe we should just extend. Let's extend this. Let's go back to the app we were talking to first, and then sample this. Now let's move this down. Oh no, there's some big darkness. Okay. Oh my goodness. 3 or 4 times in a row now. That's the level of professionality that you want in your painting. No. Let's go big here. Let's make some tree. How to paint this guy, so you've got to let's try a bit of this fan brush. I don't really know what I'm planning here, but I do think it looks good with that. Let's go dark. Ask Rembrandt. Why? Why dark? Change our mind. We can totally change our mind. Look at that. Light sky with snow to dark sky sunset. I think that we want a little bit of blue. And we might put some of those branches back in again. Let's see what speaks to us. What's like to just run at it, and then have a general concept, because this is meant to be our experiments. This is sketching, right? We're just sketching with paint that we wouldn't do if we were using oil paint because it was too expensive, but it functions like oil paint, so we can feel like there's not a cost factor involved in changing our mind. Okay, that looks good. I like that. I like the dark in the middle and the dark in the top. Now let's bring back some of those branches, and I think I want Now, if you're watching Debbie, I will endeavour to do our portrait next week. Thank you for requesting. I was going to do it this week, but I completely didn't remember, as I said, I was late today, and I want to have a clear plan of process before I alright, now I'm not sure. Alright, let's get a layer and let's have a little crack at our little guy. One thing that we didn't consider before we started this job was we are not going to see those beautiful big back legs, because they're tucked in underneath his big belly. Now, right now, I don't have a lot of faith in this painting. And this happens. So I want to mention I want to mention that sometimes we do not make beautiful things in our experiments. Oh, what are you doing? Why do I not have any color on my brush? Have an eraser, so let's have a little erase here. Let's just go to hard eraser. Let's see if I can trim off that edge a little bit. Good. Then we go back here. Darker blender. Blended a bit of that. Alright, so I want to take a little break from Rabbit. It's coming out. But I need a little break from that. So let's go and put in some foreground mossy, chossy, and some sticky. Terrible colour. What did I didn't move it, did I? Okay, so mossy greens, grey greens in here. Let's put a bit of that just so there's a bit of difference. Then the foreground is saturation. Ease it off the back there. All the way up there. Okay, and some rock in here. Did we switch brush? Yes, we did. What brush were we on? Don't know. Let's try this. darken that. Let's move it over a bit. Okay, let's get some bright. back at the rabbit for a bit. Alright, he's coming out. He's coming out. I think we're just gonna abandon any fancy SHIT in there for now in favor of let's get a bit more. That might be a bit bright. What have we got? Have we got the shovel? No, that's not what we've got at all. Just gotta resample that baby. And there's nowhere that I chose pink on my palette. Alright, let's try the scrape here. Get a bit of texture in it. Alright, let's go here. Oh, gotta go up here, don't we? What's happening there? Hang on, which one's the scrapey one? That one. No, that's the clean one. My brain's gone dead. Okay, there's the scrappy one. Alright, we've only got about 2 minutes left. Let's see what we want to do. I think a little bit lighter up the top here could be good. Let's see if we can add. A little bit of blending around the face. Back a little bit. Right. And we are going to call it a day, I think. Alright, end of song. End of song. I'm going to call it a day. We could keep going here, but I think we got an okay sketch. Alright? Again, SketchClub isn't about making a finished picture. It's about doing the best we can in the situation that we have. And I think we did okay today. I was a bit worried there for a while, but I'm always a bit worried. I think that's part of the joy, is just getting over that worry. And, you know, just getting through the messy stage, and we can keep working on this and turn it into a lovely painting. But I think we're going to stop there. Thank you very much for joining us today on Sketch Club. I'm Shane. If you would like to suggest a topic, my email is up there. You can also comment. We do love it if you like, subscribe and share, because it helps us get out there. And obviously, artists, we need your support now with all the things going on with AI. It's very difficult to make a living as an artist for most artists already. So let's share the joy of painting together. And yeah, we'll see you next week. Have a wonderful weekend, guys. Take care. Bye.